it is just about sending the data through. So yes, I am back for another Stitch and Bitch live knitting stream. Tonight we have got a new project, so we are starting off with, I shared this in my other stream, so we're going to be doing like a vintage pattern, and this is by Robin. It's knitted in a 4-ply wool, and it's going to be quite interesting because I do follow patterns, but vintage one, I don't know whether there's going to be much of a difference. I'm going to be using, I got this from my local Hobbycraft, there we go, Women's Institute, and it's a soft and silky 4-ply wool, and it is in, let me see if I can find the details. So it's in a I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it. Shade colour is Lilac Mix, so it's there. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus. There we go. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So I'm just going to say hello to people that are popping into the chat. So Pleasant Valley Picker, first again, thank you for joining us, Pleasant Valley Picker. I think I've actually remembered to have my mic on for the start of the stream, so you know, it can only get better, right? Hello, is it Esley? I'm really bad with pronunciations, I'm sorry if that's not correct, but thank you for joining us anyway. Stream just started here, great, that's fantastic. I'm glad it's going out. I do worry because I know there is a delay, so I've got to try and keep talking for about 30 odd seconds before I realise people actually are there. So I do know that there is a slight delay. So Zahir is in the chat. Hey guys, I stopped watching Dr. Disrespect for this. This better be good. Well, I don't know. It depends whether you like this sort of thing. If you're into knitting, then you're going to enjoy it. If you're not, then you may not. Is this a repeat? No, it's not a repeat, Dave. We are starting with our new project today. So yeah, it should be fun, hopefully. I'm just drinking my peppermint tea. I pour one each time, and then it ends up going cold, so I'm gonna just try and have a quick drink. Sorry, I muted the mic for that. No one wants to hear me slurp tea. So I'm gonna just go in and get started straight away. So for this pattern, I will move my camera down when I start my knitting. I haven't actually started this at all, so I haven't cast on, so this is going to be completely from scratch. So this is what we are following here. So I just need to make sure, is that even in frame? Hopefully. And we're going to be starting with the back, I think. So the back should be pretty simple. And I'm going to try and follow this as much as possible. I had to actually research what the size of the needles were because it's an old pattern. They're using old like needle things, needle sizes. So these are to be knitted with a needle number 12, which I do have. There, needle number 12, and that's what I'm going to start doing with the rib. So it'd be using that needle, those needles, and let me just get my ball of wool ready, and then we will move our camera. Right, I've got Alf down on the floor. Slurp it. No, I'm not gonna slurp it. Anyway, so we are gonna start off with a cast on. I'm going to be casting on 126 stitches. I am just going to be knitting up the smallest size, number 12. Hi Becks, this is Miss Marcella on Twitch, by the way, because I don't think you can see the chat in Twitch. So hi Becks, do you try to coordinate your outfit with whatever you're knitting? No clashing of patterns or colours. No, I'm really cold today, so I put a cardigan on. Otherwise, I would just be not in my cream top. But no, I don't actually try to kind of clash at all. But yeah. And good evening, Antoinette Daily as well. So I'm just going to move my camera down and get started with casting on. Like I said, I've got to cast on 126 stitches, so I might be quiet a little bit at this point because I am going to be counting as well. So I do apologise if I do go quiet for the start, but I will keep chatting. Let me just move the camera down and get the angle right. It'll be good if I don't have to mess around with this. Eventually it would be good, and I still don't think that's right. I'm gonna have to move it slightly so it actually shows the desk. There we go. So I'm not used to using like a 4-ply wool. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's been a long time since I've actually knitted with this this type of wool, because I used to when the kids were young, because it was quite a thin wool. But I haven't done it since. So I'm just gonna start off. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm hoping you can. I'll try and bring it in frame a little bit. There we go. So casting on, and in time for the cast on, whatever that is. Well, that's how you have the right number of stitches here. Cast on is this. Oh, I'm quite liking these colours so far. This is actually going to be quite, I think it's going to be quite bright. I wonder what it's going to look like after a few rows actually. It's quite nice. It's looking good. I like the colours. Can you see? Try and bring that up. I think I need to get a better light up here. My light is awful up here, so I do apologise if my camera kind of doesn't focus. Any estimate for how long this project will take, Beck? I'm hoping not too long, because the thing is, it's not like although the front of the jumper does have 2 panels, it doesn't look like it's going to be a complicated pattern, if I'm honest. With the scarf, I think the pure length of the scarf was just driving me crazy, because I did want it to be quite bulky. So I don't think it's going to be that I don't think it's actually going to be that long when it comes to you know, time wise. I'll have to see. It'll be interesting to see. The scarf, I actually, although I had already started a lot of the scarf off stream, that actually went on for like 10 videos on this channel. So, so yeah. Cast on is a fishing term. No, it's a knitting term. Wow. Well, I've always known it as a knitting term. I don't know about fishing. It could. I suppose it's it's used in both, but I don't know anything about fishing. So this is a knitting stream. So cast on is what I call it. So that's what it's getting called. She's catching us. Whatever. No, you just need a Logitech. Well, so here's showed me like this really cool camera, webcam by, I think it's by Razer, and it actually has a light going around. I think it's going around the camera, and I thought that would be quite good, because even if I had that for my hands, so you can still see me on stream as well, and not just my knitting. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that camera, because then it does both. It gets the lighting on the knitting, and then the camera won't keep losing focus, because you know it's a bit rubbish if the focus keeps going. Short and simple project would be good after the mega scarf. Yeah, no, that's what I'm hoping. I don't think this is going to take too long, if I'm honest. When I do jumpers. I mean, it depends if I decide to knit off stream with this one. I don't plan to, because I've got another project going off stream at the moment, which is just to make some fingerless gloves to go with my hat and scarf that I've got now. So just to finish the set off, but I don't want to bore you guys with that on stream, so that's why I'm doing that one off stream, and then this is the one for on stream. But hopefully it won't take too long. I mean, I might have to think about maybe doing a longer stream at some point, but at the moment I'm trying to just stick to an hour. I think I've actually my stitches are quite tight at the moment on here. 2, 4, 6. Right, I got 54, so 55, 56. So we are not even, well, we're just under halfway. So I'm quite interested to see what it's like once I've done a couple of rows, because it looks like it's quite bright colouring with this wool, which is nice. Zahir actually chose this wool, by the way. I was choosing something a lot lighter, more summery. Get the razor. Is that the one you were saying, as it has the bright LED light inbuilt, which Becks like? Yeah, that's the one I liked. Watching video, just see that model. Okay. Yeah, that's the one you showed me, so I quite like that, because then I don't have to worry about like the lighting too much in here. So I'm not very good with model numbers and things like that. I just know, like, I knew it was like razor because Zahir told me it was razor, but then that was it. I didn't hear the rest. I was like, yeah, that looks good. The one with a light going around it. That's how I describe it. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know where you're going with the all of that stuff. Zevo more razor. What a surprise! I'm shocked. Yeah, he is a bit of a razor fanboy. He does like razor products, so I'm really not that surprised that that's what he likes doing. Likes to buy, really. I mean, he might be having to sort out a PC soon, so we'll see how that goes, because he needs to. He really does need to. He needs to sort out a new one for home. Whatever. Oh, Dave, you just watched a video of it. Oh, where am I going? Hang on. There we go. I don't know. I don't think I'm anywhere close to where I need to be, like, stitches wise. I know I just did a count and I was on about 56, I think, so we need to go a little bit longer. Not all razor products are good. Not according to Zahir. Well, he does need things to do. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Zahir, he really does need to sort out his computer. I mean, it's a tough one, because I can understand that he doesn't want to do it bit by bit. He wants to do it all at once. So I can understand that, you know, you know, we've got a budget for it. We've got to make sure we've got the cash to invest in it. So we will see. We'll see what happens. But he does need to sort it out sooner rather than later. There we go. I'm not sure I like knitting with these needles, but they are what I have, and I needed them kind of quite long because I've got some shorter ones because I've got to go down to a size 10 eventually, but I don't think they're going to be long enough. Look, they may not be long enough, so I have got like another needle to kind of put them on if I need to, where I can kind of spread the stitches out a little bit. Shall I do a count, or I might just do a quick count? Hang on. Sorry, I'm gonna go quiet. So I've got 108 on there at the moment. So 108, that's 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is 120, and I need to do 126. I don't know what Alf's problem is, but he's all of a sudden just started barking up here. And now he's downstairs barking. Hi Ash. The camera angle is okay. Oh, is it? I don't know whether it is. Can you upgrade the needles? Yeah, I could probably, but I'm not going to go downstairs and find a different set of needles. I've probably got a set in my bag downstairs, but I just pulled these out of the ones I've got behind me. So I've got like loads of needles. Nice keyboard Becks, but maybe tilt the camera up a tiny bit. Let me see. The problem is if I tilt it up a bit, I know Zahir said the angle was okay. I'm not convinced because no one wants to see the keyboard too much. They want to see the knitting. Oh, is that Zahir in his streams? Yeah, he needs to sort that out, really. I'm just going to have another quick count because I just want to make sure I've got enough stitches. I think I do. Yeah, I've got 26 stitches now. Evening, Karen. Thanks for joining us. I'm making I'm following a vintage pattern. I will turn it around so that, There we go. So it's going to be like the short sleeved one, and it's got like a panel pattern going down the front of it. That is what I'm making this evening. Zahir chose the wool, that's why it's this lovely bright wool. I would pick up the ball, but it's on the floor to show you. Did you used to take Al for a run at this time? Oh, he's already gone out for his walk. He wonders who you're talking to. Yeah, probably. It's just upset I'm not paying attention to him. That's what it is. Or it might be because the neighbours are outside. He doesn't like it when people walk past our house. Sorry, I'm having a peppermint tea at the same time. You just listed a set of headphones and they sold within 5 minutes. I still got charged. And I'd be not sure how eBay promote them so fast. Ah, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's a summer jumper. Yeah, it is. And thank you, Dave. I was counting. So now I've got to do. I've got to work in rib, which is a knit one, purl one stitch, and I've got to do that for 2 inches. It says. So that's what I'm going to get on and do. Oh, lovely. I'm unpacking a big box of clothing that I got. Oh, cool. Have you got anything good in there? See, now I think when I lean forward, I think the camera's at the wrong angle. I'm trying to keep an eye on my little monitor down here. Make sure it stays in focus. It'll be a little bit easier when there's more work on, like when there's more knitting on the needles, because then you can actually see probably a little bit better. And it is, I'm using such tiny needles as well. They are so small. I'm used to using like bigger ones, like not bigger ones, not longer ones, but you know, like a 4mm. So these feel so small compared to what I usually knit with. Oh, this is going to be so like multicolored, I think. It is, absolutely. I am going to try and remember to write down my rows as well, because I don't actually have like a row counter on these needles. Always feel like I underprice it when that happens. Oh no, just see it that you've priced it exactly right for the buyer. You know, the buyer was in the right place at the right time. Don't look at it as you've underpriced it, honestly. It's good. It's good when things sell. I mean, we've sold a few things recently that we've listed on the second store. Like the sales on the second store were really nice over the weekend. So much so Zahir did a video about it. And a lot of them sold within, I think it was about 8 days, I think. Some of it was less than that, but it was nice that it sold. And I don't think we necessarily undersold stuff. We just maybe priced it right for the right person to come along and buy it. The needles need their own asthma mic. No. Yes, if the price is good, it can't be bad. Yeah, exactly. If you're happy with the price that you got, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. So how's everyone else's sales been? I mean, I know for most people it is it payday week this week? I think so. Well, I get paid this week, so I'm thinking it's payday week for most people. So I'm guessing sales are kind of a little bit slow for most people. Ours have been like, well, on the RC store, they haven't been particularly great. I think Zahir got a few sales this evening. I haven't had any sales on the second store today, but like I said, we had a really good weekend with the second store, like way better than we've had in ages. So it's nice to see that it's stepping up a little bit. Need to watch the video you put out earlier. I'm always busy on a Tuesday. Yeah, I haven't watched Zahir's video either. So I don't even know what it was talking about. Is that bad? It may be a little bit bad. He does tell me that he's made the video though. But you can't always watch everything though, can you? Even if you try. Sales have been okay, not great, but not as dire as others. Yeah. My payday is Thursday night every week. Yeah, Royal Mail, they pay weekly, don't they? Well, they did when I was a Christmas temp with Royal Mail. So we used to get paid weekly. I don't know whether that was just a thing, but I'm not sure there's many places that still pay weekly actually. When I worked at Booker's, they used to pay us weekly as well. We didn't used to get a monthly pay, we used to get a weekly pay. It was quite nice actually, getting a weekly pay. I sold 3 Star Trek flyers or catalogues a few weeks ago for 90, is that Canadian dollars? They were from the mid-70s, had them since I was young. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know either, Beck. As I said to him, when you do your sales roundup, have no material, just RC sales. No, we're hoping that's not going to be the case. Hopefully the second store will have plenty more sales to share. That's what we're hoping anyway. Yep, I'm not sure I'm liking these needles. But I've only got knit with these ones for a little bit, so I'm just gonna have to put up with them. They just feel like they're just annoying me, quite frankly. They are just annoying me. But then I think I just get annoyed by needles in the first place. Which sounds really stupid, but like if they start hitting my wrists, this is the reason why. Like I was feeling a bit cold, so I've moved my sleeves down, because like if the needles keep catching me in the arm and on my sleeves, that frustrates me. So I've had to move it out of the way. And really I should, have my sleeves down because I'm feeling a bit chilly. Okay. Kyle gets paid every 4 weeks. Yeah, I normally get paid, well, in the surgery I get paid like normally the last day like of the month. As long as it doesn't fall over a weekend. If it falls over a weekend, we'll get paid the Friday before, on a Friday of the weekend before the end of the month. So I should be getting paid by the end of the week, so that's pretty cool. Sales have been fairly steady, but I'd like more sales. Need to list new stock. Yeah, I should have been listing today. I come home from work and I was just absolutely exhausted. We are so short staffed at the moment, and it just feels like we're doing like work of, you know, 2 people at the moment because we are that short staffed. So I finished at 1 today, but I come home, and after going to the shops because I needed a couple of bits from the shops, I quite literally come home and went to bed. And that sounds really terrible, but I really needed it. I needed to go to sleep, so I went to sleep. I'm hoping it's not always going to feel like this. I'm hoping we are going to get better. Like I said, we've got a lot of people off sick at the moment, and it's always the way when we're short staffed. We all feel the pressure, so it's been a tough day. Well, it's been I keep saying it's a tough day, but it's been a tough few weeks at work. But hopefully we'll get better soon. I'm just looking forward to when it gets better. My car was a plumber at a building firm. He got paid weekly. I think a lot of building companies still do. Yeah, there's still some companies that do it weekly, but I don't think there's many places out there now. Loves Cardi and Becks. We'll go with me on holiday. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad you like it. It's still cold in the UK. It's starting to get a bit warmer. But I have been feeling really cold recently. But even at work, like we haven't been having the heating on recently. But this week we've really felt like we need the heating on. One of the doctors come in this morning, and it was just so cold, and she was just like, "No, we're gonna have to put it on," because I think they set like timers and all of that for it. But it's just too cold. There's been a drop in temperature, I think. But it was warming up, so I don't understand it. It did warm up for a little bit, where we were actually getting to the point where we could just wear like our uniform shirt, and our shirt at work is short sleeved, so a lot of us wear cardigans or jumpers, and a lot of us in the office were taking off our cardies and jumpers because it was just getting so hot. And then there's been like a massive drop in temperature again, and it just feels cold again. Remember, we got a union. If management see that you are coping at work, they will not employ more people. They will put pressure on the employees. Yeah, I mean, I keep saying to Zahir, I'm not coping with the workload at work, and I've made it very clear at work that I'm not coping with it. So they all pretty much know that I'm stressed. Because I don't really moan when I go to work. I normally get on and have a positive, I'm like, oh yeah, we can deal with it, it's fine, we can cope. But recently I've been, I wouldn't say moaning quite a lot, but I've been making my feeling very, very clear that I'm not coping with the workload, I'm not coping with the pressure, because I don't feel like I'm keeping on top of what I should be keeping on top of. And that's not good. And I don't like feeling like that. I absolutely hate it. So remember not to beat yourself up. If you need sleep, you can always do a couple of listings a day throughout the week. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it. I've become quite relaxed about that side of things. I think it's since changing the approach to the stores, so I don't feel like one store is solely my responsibility. Like me and Zahir have got to take responsibility for both stores, so it's kind of nice knowing that. And I've been pretty relaxed with that feeling. So that at the moment, I know Zahir was downstairs and he was still doing some drafts of some listings because he had actually taken some photographs earlier. So I'm quite happy because I kind of know he's getting on with a few bits. So it's not like no work is getting done at all. So that is good. Alright, okay, that is the end of the first row. Let me just mark that off on my little sheet because I've got to do like the front as well, and I want the ribs to kind of match up. Hot weather will be here soon. Yeah, absolutely it will. I'm looking forward to it. Do you have a lot of stress related sickness there? As can imagine, it's quite stressful job. Yeah, we do. I think so. I think a lot of the sickness, it could be stress related. Not 100% sure, but I think it could. I'm still freezing here down in the south. Yeah. But there is a, you know, maybe probably a couple of degrees difference between the north and the south in temperatures. But yeah. That angle's perfect now. Oh, that's good. That's good. The river is generally warmer than the rest of the calendar, than the rest of Canada, as we are on the Pacific Ocean, so we often get. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just remember though, personally, don't have many of my own. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you're replying to Dave. Okay, so right, we're still on. We're still on the rib, and let me just make sure I start off with the right one. Yep, because we want to get it so that the rib is correct. There we go. But yeah, overall, I'm coping with the workload. I think. No, eBay. You know, I am really motivated to do eBay and to work on other stuff as well. So it's just about fitting it into my week. Fitting it into, like, I'm trying to protect my weekends at the moment, so so I'm shifting things about. You're getting a cold. What, me? I hope not. I do feel a bit sniffly though, and there is a bit of it going around at work, so it wouldn't surprise me. But no, I am trying to protect my weekends. You know, other than maybe having to go outsourcing over the weekends, I am trying to protect that time and make sure that's my downtime at the end of the week, so that I get a good 2 solid days, and that includes like doing housework. So I've actually been doing a bit of housework each evening. I'm obviously not tonight because I'm doing this, but I've been, you know, spending like half an hour. Just like yesterday, I cleaned the bathrooms, and that was my half an hour of cleaning yesterday, and then and oh no, and I hoovered the bedrooms as well. So I went over a little bit over a half an hour, but I did the bedrooms as well. Hoovered the bedrooms, and some point this week I'm going to be concentrating on downstairs doing the kitchen and bits and pieces like that. So I am kind of shifting away around like my week, and just allowing, like, you know, half an hour a day, you know, half an hour, and you can get a few bits and pieces done. I think I've moved that camera again, haven't I? You can't see. It's not staying, is it? I just looked at my camera and I was like, you can't even see what I'm doing. Is that better? If I put my knitting up, how about that? Let me move closer, right? And I think I'm knocking it. Maybe there. And then, nope. It's not liking me today. I don't normally have to fiddle around this much with it, because then when I put my knitting up, it will hopefully be in angle. There we go. I've forgotten what I was saying now. Oh yeah, about just doing half an hour of cleaning each night, and it doesn't have to be every night, because I'm actually setting time out to sit down and knit and relax in the evenings as well. So I'm getting a lot more like downtime, I suppose. You're sniffling. Yeah, I'm probably just feeling really run down, if I'm honest, Dave. Need to get some more eBay sales in. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, and I hate colds too. I don't tend to get that ill, if I'm honest. I really don't. But, you know, it has been a bit full on at work, so it wouldn't surprise me if I am. So, do you know what? I think what I might do is actually get my row counter for next stream, because then I don't have to keep fiddling around with my bit of pad and paper. But it's just about remembering to do it and then like totaling it up at the end. I think that's okay. Oh, that's no good. There we go. Oh, I need to go back now. I'm hoping. Yeah, I think it's when I think the camera keeps moving because it's kind of angled. Normally it's not this bad. Normally I get it right and it stays there. But also I know I do fidget as well, so it might be me knocking the table. So there we go. I think it's okay. I mean, it'll be better if I don't have to keep messing around with it. I need to sort that sooner rather than later. I think every time I move it... Well, see, with this camera, because of the way it sits, it's got like this... it sits on the monitor, but I'm kind of angling it so that it kind of goes over the monitor. And then it's kind of like it's a seesaw. So if you can imagine a webcam looking like it's a seesaw on a monitor, that's what it looks like. So yeah, I'm hoping it stays. It's been a pain this evening. It's not normally this bad. I don't normally have to adjust it at all. No, it's making me change, Antoinette Daly, it's making me change to smaller needles. Because I thought that as well, because I'm pretty sure... yeah, I'm pretty sure when I've done jumpers previously, they start you on smaller needles and then you go up to bigger needles when you get into like the main body of the jumper. This is a different way around. It's starting you on the larger needles and then I'm going to go down to the smaller needles, which is I think it's a bit strange. You don't get colds often, but when you do, they hang around for a few weeks. I think they'd find a cure. Yeah, I know. And oh, lovely colourful wall. Thank you, John. Zahir actually chose this colour. I was actually looking at lighter colours, like lighter shades, and he was like, "No, go for something crazy." And he picked this one up, and I was like, "Actually, that's quite nice. Actually, I like that." So it's going to be quite a bold kind of colourful jumper. It's by the way it's knitting up, if you can see that. I'll probably show better when I've got a few more rows on there, but it's a lovely multicoloured kind of effect, which is quite nice. Yeah, he does. He really does. We need to sort it out sooner rather than later. It's annoying. What about a camera on the keyboard and it facing the knitting in and your face? I might have to try a play around with it. Yeah, it might be something I have to play around with when I am not streaming and see what it looks like record it and then play it back and see how it looks. Because yeah, I want something that is able to show the knitting off. If I'm honest, I really do. Because it's pretty. I like the idea of just like showing the needles. But we will try it and sort out a camera soon, because then I won't have to mess around with it. Like, then it can stay in a certain position. I was thinking about maybe getting an arm so that I can move the camera. So maybe more from my positioning, so you can actually see like the way I see it in a way, so that it can be like more over my shoulder maybe. Maybe do it that way. Oh, where did I get it from? The wall. I got it from Hobbycraft. So my local Hobbycraft in Preston. Zahir drove me there on Saturday, and I picked it up from there. I can't wait to see Z wearing it. Oh yeah, it's just his colour, right? Oh yeah. Could you imagine if I said to him, "Yeah, you're going to be wearing this"? The only thing I didn't really think about with this pattern is because it's like a vintage pattern, like the sizing. I've just chosen to do like the smallest size, which is meant to be, it should be, I think, 34 inches around the chest. So, not sure on the sizing. And then from the shoulder down to like the hem, like the bottom hemline, it's meant to be about 20. Yeah, 20.5 inches. So about, that'll be interesting to see how it knits up. Like, but I'm sure it will be fine. I mean, really, when you do these sort of things, you should really do like an initial kind of test square, just to check your tension, just to see whether the number of rows are, and the number of stitches kind of are on track for what you're knitting, what it should, like, say, roughly what the size is gonna be on track for what they recommend, because with knitters, we all have different like tensions. Some hold the knitting tighter, some looser, and all of that. So it's always good to kind of do like a quick test and adjust your needles accordingly. But I don't tend to. Generally, it's okay, but you really should. You're meant to, just to check. But then I don't normally follow that sort of thing anyway. So let's catch up on some chat. I think the smaller needles will give you a finer knit for the main body. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite a nice knit actually. Looking like once there's a little bit more length to it, I think like the stitch is going to come through really, really nicely. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. Needs to be bigger than. Needs to be bigger than that. Okay, is that a response to Z wearing it? Yeah. I got a green screen now, and I've been recording. Like, gets rid of all the crap in the background. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. If you've got a lot of stuff going on behind you, then green screen's pretty cool to have. Laptop camera on my face and the 2 cameras on what I'm doing. Yeah, that's cool. And Cameron's saying, "Oh, that's tiny." Yeah, it is quite a small. It is tiny actually. It's going to come up tiny. But yeah. And is it acrylic wool? It is. Let me have a look. It does say somewhere. Yeah, it says 100% microfiber acrylic. So yeah, it is. But they will be able to see that jumper from the International Space Station. It is gonna be a bit bright. Yeah, definitely gonna be a bit bright. Maybe she can knit some female spacewalking suits. Oh, you never know. Just have my wallpaper there. Pretend to myself. There's nothing wrong with your background, Karen. That's your work. That's what you do. Oh dear. Alright. So this is. I said this is, hopefully it won't take me too long, but it feels like it's taken me ages just to do 3 rows. And yeah, can you hear that tapping? That's what annoys me, like when it taps stuff on the, because it keeps tapping my desk. I don't know whether the mic's actually picking that up or not. You might not. And I really want to see what this is gonna. I want some more length on this. But I think I will try and just stick to knitting this on stream though. Unless I run out of projects. But I don't think I will. I reckon I can just. I've got so many. I've got unfinished ones as well, so I can actually go back and do some unfinished bits and pieces. I started like a little teddy bear a long time ago, and I've still got all the bits and pieces and the stuff in for it. It's only a little teddy bear. It's work and installation win-win. Absolutely, Karen. And John says to Karen, I would be proud of your background, Karen. It shows all your hard work that you've put in to your reseller business. Exactly. Yeah. You shouldn't worry. I mean, it is hard when it takes over. When it does take over, your space in your living room. When we had all the RC stuff in the front room, I struggled with that for weeks. It's not so bad now that we've sorted it, but it was actually going through the process of sorting it and separating what was listed, what wasn't listed, and all that sort of stuff. And so it did need to be in separate rooms. But once we got on top of it, that was pretty good. But yeah, definitely, it's should be proud of it. And we used to do stuff because our windows are quite open at the front, but we used to not want to open up the curtains, but we knew we had to open them up because that's just odd if you just leave your curtains drawn all day. When you live on quite a quiet road, people notice that sort of thing. So yeah. And the other alternative was having it showing through your front room, but we got it moved pretty quickly, I suppose. Do I ever get patterns from Ravelry website? I used to be a member of them ages and ages ago, and I used to go on it quite a lot, the website, and I forgot my login details and stopped going on it. But yeah, I used to. Hey, what you making looks funky. It's gonna be like a little, I'll try and show you. It's from a vintage pattern, so it's gonna be like the short sleeved little jumper there. That's what we're doing. Zahir actually chose the colour. It's a little bit crazy, but he chose the colour. Have you sorted all that last mammoth haul, as you had lots of non-RC stuff, didn't you? No, is the short answer. No, I think Zahir's dealt with I I think he's dealt with quite a lot of it. I haven't actually asked him, but I think the stuff that we've got unlisted is like the RC parts now. So as far as I'm aware, no, there's still some boats actually not listed. But he is working on those. I think he's waiting to hear from a buyer that's just received a boat before he lists the next one, because it's like the first, like, not like the first big boat that we've shipped, but because we have shipped some of the other bigger boats, but because of where it went to, we just want to make sure he gets it in one piece before we list the second one, because you never know, he might need a replacement, so we might have to keep that as the replacement. So, but there's like loads and loads of RC parts that we need to get through. So from the last haul, to answer your question, there's still a lot that's not listed, which is why I'm kind of listing again, like with the RC stuff, because it's an easy thing for me to kind of just get my head down and do. But yeah, there's a lot that's not. Oh, I see. He will wear it. What's the time frame? I don't know. I did say at the start of the stream, I don't think it's going to take me too long to knit. But saying that, I only stream for about an hour twice a week, so I might have to look at that if I want to kind of get it done within a decent time frame. Because if I was knitting like off stream and stuff, like I knit every evening pretty much, normally from about 9 o'clock until 11, like half 10, 11. So I knit every night anyway. So if I was to do that every night, I would probably be finished with it in maybe a week or two. But I only stream for about an hour here, so if I stick to just doing an hour on stream, then it might take me a little bit longer, but I don't know yet. It'll be good practice to see. I wouldn't mind seeing how long it's going to take me. Big boat sale. No, wrecking ship. My friend bought a really cool RC submarine recently. It's huge, and he got it for £50, which I think was a good deal. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. True Friday is RC night. Yeah, that was my fault. I started talking RC, didn't I? Which is not like me at all, because you know, when Zahir starts talking about it on a chinwag, I struggle. Not because, you know, I'm not interested in what we sell, but I do struggle. I struggle to keep interested when he's going into like the details of it, as in like what it does and like what each part does and things like that. I mean, he's got a lot of knowledge, but I do struggle to kind of pay attention when he starts talking about that. A bit every day should go fairly fast. Yeah, that's completely true. Keep it on subject now. Becks, you'll get so excited. Oh, I know. I think he's listing. As far as I know, he's probably got this on in the background, so he's probably like sneakily listing. Yeah. Because he took some photos earlier, so he did say he was going to try and get those listed, so but yeah. So that is, we are getting to the end of this row now. This is actually going to be really, really crazy, I think. Like really crazy. forgot to mention, Becks, that the lady on the cover of the patterns son is one of the UK's richest men. Wow, that's pretty cool. And let's have a look. I sell all clothing and live in jeans and t-shirts. Don't have to really into what you sell, just enough knowledge. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Karen, I'm probably similar to you. sell some clothing, and pretty much when I'm outside of work, I live in my jeans and t-shirt and jumpers. It's not very often that I'm dressed up, shall we say. He's sleeping. He could be sleeping. You're right. So what do we have here so far? What size does he need squeezing him into a medium? Do you know what? This is actually the smallest size, and I'm not sure it would fit Zahir because it is a ladies. So yeah, I'm not sure it would fit him. Playing Fortnite or Apex? Yeah, he could. Yeah, he could be. The chin wag last week was classic. Z needs to up his cleaning skills on the exercise. Can only imagine what his typewriter. I know, right? I always tell him about this. Like, I know he's like, oh, he wants to do like minimum work to it, but to not wipe it down, or like we've got like a little handheld Hoover. Like, he could have just quickly grabbed that and run that over it. Yeah, but no, he just doesn't do that sort of thing. Time to send some offers. Now I've got the button. Love my blinking blood. Yeah. Do you know what? I think Zahir's got it on the RC store as well. So he's really been enjoying the button. He actually said to me, he goes, oh, I might have to send out some offers. And I was like, yeah, go for it. We're running like a promotion, like a 10% off on the second store at the moment. So I don't know if that's helping sales, but yeah, pretty cool. Your main store, last time RC store had a listing was 20th of March. Your main store, a listing an hour ago. Oh, so at least he's done one. At least he's done one, right? Okay, we are at past, so I've been on for an hour. That is it for me tonight. Yeah. Well, he's quite slow at listing, clearly. Love my Dyson handheld. Yeah, we've got a when he got all that non-RC stuff, like the G-Tech stuff, we kept one of those for ourselves. So yeah, I've got a G-Tech little handheld and I absolutely love it. It's great for the stairs and for the car. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I always clean out items. Yeah, I mean, if something needs a wash, like if it's a clothing item and it needs a bit of a wash, I put it through the wash. And same with shoes and things like that. If they need a wash, I will clean them. But Zahir, yeah, I don't know why he just didn't kind of give it a bit of a wipe down. He should have given it a wipe down. Wow, electronics on your store. Yeah. Z's reaction was funny. Yeah, I know. I know. But yeah, he's done one listing. Okay, that's no good. He's going to be in big trouble now. He's not really. He's got to chill out as well. So yeah, so that's what I managed to do this evening. Not very much, actually. I need to get quicker. But yeah, I'm actually really liking the colour of it. It looks pretty cool. So yeah. I'm jealous that people have the watcher offer button. I have an Anchor store and still don't have the blessed button. It will happen. I'm not sure when I got it on the second store, but I think the main store was like the RC store was the first one to get it, and then I think I'm not sure if I got it this week, but I think a few people have started getting it. I think Karen, you only got it yours yesterday, didn't you? Um, so I think they said by April, was it, that they wanted that everyone should have it. Thanks for saving me from the football. Off to watch Andrea vlog and clean things but won't repair. Okay. Well, thank you to everyone for joining me this evening. I am going to go. My peppermint tea has gone cold. I managed to drink about nearly over half of it. No, I got no drafts, Karen. He might be drafting in his defence. That's true. But Zahir's saying no, he hasn't drafted any either. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I will be back on Saturday knitting again. Hopefully doing more than 3 rows, because I really want to see a bit more of this colour and see how it goes. But yeah, fingers crossed. Yep, absolutely. Zero sticking up for you. I know he can't accept when someone was sticking up for him. Yep. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you everyone for joining me this evening, and I will see you hopefully on Saturday. See you later.